Hey, what's going on, everybody? Thank you for being with me here today. Thanks for clicking on the thumbnail. A little late on this video. Had a lot of work these past few days, but I've been itching to get back on the saddle here and do another video. Great video today. Going to do a quick recap of the SEC tournament, and stay tuned until the end of the video to catch my thoughts on how I feel about Tennessee losing to Mississippi State the way they did. That's what we're going to be diving into today. If you don't mind, real quick though, before we do, bottom right over there, if you don't mind, smash that subscribe button for me. My name is Guy, and this is Guy Talk Sports. So like I said, let's do a quick recap of the SEC tournament, starting with the first round that happened on March 13th. Vanderbilt looked great in the first half, but ultimately, I think they had like a 14-point lead, ultimately fell to Arkansas 90-85 in overtime, which this loss, of course, led to Jerry Stackhouse being fired. Next, we saw Georgia just get the edge over Missouri, 64-59. And the next day, March 14th, Pi Day, second round, Mississippi State defeated LSU 70-60. Arkansas came out strong, but ended up falling pretty hard late in the game. You could tell they were gassed. Ended up losing 80-66 against South Carolina. Texas A&M won against Ole Miss 80-71. And finally, Florida got by Georgia 85-80. Moving on. Next day, quarterfinals, March 15th, we saw my Vols, the number one seed, get absolutely demolished by Mississippi State, 73-56. It was never a close game. We never led. Mississippi State dominated from tip-off. It was just an embarrassing game. We'll talk a little bit more about it later. Because I have a few thoughts on that. Next game, Auburn showed out against South Carolina to win 86-55. Second big surprise of the tournament, Kentucky, the number 2 seed. If you ask around, probably one of the hottest teams in the country right now. Ended up losing. Ended up losing to Texas A&M 97-87, so got beat by 10. And then later the same day, Alabama, the number 3 seed, got beat by Florida 102-88. So in one day, the top 3 seeds got dethroned. For the semifinals on the next day, March 16th, Auburn continued to shine as they beat out Mississippi State 73-66. And to my, and I think a lot of people's surprise, Florida came out on top and ended up beating Texas A&M 95-90. So you go to the finals, March 17th, Auburn versus Florida, and Auburn dominated and won 86-67. Gave Bruce Pearl another SEC tournament win, and that's just quick little breakdown there. Let's get into the meat of this video, though. Really, the thing I've been wanting to talk about since it happened, and that's about the Vols, right? It's about Tennessee. I don't even want to go into personal stats like I usually do for Tennessee. Just know nobody shot well. Nobody could hit the broadside of a barn. I think everyone had a super low shooting percentage. Zakai Ziegler, 20 points with 7 of 17. Dalton Knecht, 14 points, 4 of 17. Josiah Jordan-James, 0 points, 0 of 5 shooting. Jonas Aidoo, 5 points, 2 of 6. He missed. They were being really physical with him down below, and he ended up missing a ton of close shots. And Vescovy, he was 1 of 6 from the floor. And I said I wasn't going to get into personal stats, but here I am going into it. It was just bad. We played bad. We had no energy. Our overall shooting percentage was 19 of 62 for 31%. 3-point percentage, 8 of 33 for 24%. And that's just not good enough. It's not good enough. It's going to get you beat. Mississippi State from the get-go, like I said, was they were just on fire. They played with passion, and Tennessee did not. And I was going to go on this huge rant. Had I not been working that day, I would have. Little did I know that what was to come was not just Kentucky, but Alabama as well, losing their games. Top 3 seeds in the SEC tournament ends up losing their games. And, honestly, I thought it was just Tennessee, and I thought it was just going to be embarrassing for us. But after seeing those games, I think it became quite clear that the top 3 seeds were not ready to go all out for the SEC tournament, because why should they? And I had to think about this for a couple days. I'm glad I got to think about this for a couple days anyway, because there's not a lot of weight that gets put into the SEC tournament. And so why go all out and play all these games before you have to turn right back around and start the NCAA tournament? And so it makes sense, and it just really seems like all 3 teams just turned their attention to March Madness. And I'm not saying they necessarily lost on purpose, but I think it was more of a, if we win, awesome. If we lose, it's not the end all be all. We're gonna play in the NCAA tournament here in a week. So, because everything's still ahead of them, right? The SEC tournament doesn't really matter much in the grand scheme of it, and so I think blame can be spread across equally. I think it's up to the league, to the conference, and to the selection committee to make the SEC to make these conference tournaments, give them more weight, I guess is what I'm trying to say, because I think it was really clear that those teams were just not caring very much during those games, especially Tennessee. And I think some of the blame too is on those teams for just turning their attention to March Madness. But that's really all I had today. Let me know what you think, because I was ready to just absolutely rip into Tennessee. I'm still embarrassed. I'm still upset about it, but I'm not as upset after watching the other 2 seeds below us go down as well. And I think it became pretty clear to a lot. I know a lot of people are talking about this too, how it really seems like they were just turning their attention to the NCAA tournament already. So all I got for this one, again, super disappointing loss, but everything's still in front of us. We can still make a deep run in the tournament. We have got to shoot the ball better, and we have to get production from Josiah Jordan-James and Santiago Vescovi. I love both those guys. They're awesome. They've been great, role models for Tennessee, for great representatives, I guess I should say, for Tennessee. And to see them struggle like this, struggle. They did not play good. I hope come tournament time here in these next few days, I hope they can flip a switch, because they're going to need to if we're going to make any kind of run. Anyway, I'm going to do another video hopefully later today talking about the where Tennessee ends up getting ranked along with the other SEC teams, or I guess put in seated in the bracket. So look for that video to be uploaded, like I said, hopefully today. Let me know, throw a comment down below. Let me know what you think. Do you agree with me, disagree with me? Definitely, comment on the video, how I can make this better. I want the content to be as good as possible. If you don't mind, like it. And once again, please subscribe to the channel. Got to keep this thing growing. Thank you so much for being here, though. Appreciate it. Look forward to doing another video. Be sure to check in on that. Like I said, hopefully later today. Go Vols, and we'll see you next time.